The very first ad that I launched on Facebook cost me £5. And on that same day, I also lost £5. And that was kind of my first experience of the cruel reality that is Facebook ads. But now I've spent over £300,000 across their platform, and there are a few things that I've learned along the way that I think you guys really need to know. So let's get into it. Hey everyone, welcome to a new video. My name's Wane. In this one, we're going to be covering the topic of Facebook advertising. If you're just getting started with Facebook ads, then it probably seems like a crazy world of CPMs, CTRs, campaigns, ad sets, ads. There's a lot of terminology and it can be a very confusing place, especially for people who are just getting started. But like most things, understanding Facebook ads, it's a skill and it does come with time. It comes with experience and it comes with just using the platform every single day. So in this video, I'm going to be going over the top 3 things that I've learned after spending £300,000 of Facebook ads, so you don't make the same mistakes, and hopefully it's going to save you tens of thousands of pounds in the process. So make sure you stick around to the end so you don't miss any of it. So my first point that I want to be very, very clear on is spending more doesn't mean you earn more. This is probably one of the hardest lessons I learned very early on when I started Facebook advertising. Increasing your budget does not guarantee you are going to get more sales. Let me say that again. Increasing your budget doesn't mean you will increase your sales. All increasing your budget does is it means it reaches more people within that given day. If your offer isn't good enough, if your website isn't good enough, if your go-to-market strategy isn't good enough, it doesn't matter how much money you spend on the Facebook advertising platform, it's not gonna magically turn them into sales. So many people have contacted me through Facebook, through Instagram, asking me, why am I not seeing sales? I have spent thousands and thousands on Facebook ads and I still haven't had a sale. What am I doing wrong? And it's a very, very common problem, and it's a very popular question that gets sent my way. And the first answer I give back to that is, why have you spent that much money if you weren't seeing sales? If this is you and you're spending money and not seeing sales, you need to stop what you are doing and figure out where the problem is. The best thing you can do when you're starting with Facebook ads is start with a small budget. Start with a small budget and gradually increase it as you start to see sales. There is no point in going in with huge numbers and keep pumping money into the platform on this one particular product because you think it's going to be a winner. Don't become emotionally attached to the product you have. Read the data. Is your click-through rate good enough? No. Focus on your ad. Create new ads and try and test again. If people landing on your page but not adding to cart, then is there something wrong with your website? Is there something wrong with the trustworthiness of it? Is your product description good enough? Is your price at a good competitive point? You have to figure these things out before you start pumping more and more money into the Facebook platform. Otherwise, it's just going to cost you thousands. The best thing to do is to start with a low budget and gradually increase it as you start to see results. There is no point pumping more and more money into the Facebook platform if you're not getting the results back that you want. And this leads me on to my second point. Different campaigns, different objectives mean different results. I can't explain to you how many times I get the question of, I'm running a PPE campaign, but I am not getting any sales. What am I doing wrong? Well, for a start, you're running a PPE campaign expecting to get sales. The PPE campaign is there for post engagement and to collect cheap data. That is what the campaign's there for. That is what it's used for. When you send out a campaign as a PPE objective, Facebook is going to send your ad to people who are most likely to engage on an ad, not buy from an ad. There's a difference there. So when you send a PPE campaign out, you are targeting people who like to click the like button, like to comment on it, like to engage on that ad. They're the types of people you're advertising to, not the people who like to buy online. If you're going for sales, which a lot of people do, then you want to be using a conversion campaign optimized for purchases. Your objective should be purchases, because that is what Facebook is going to try and do and try and focus down to get as many purchases as it can through the data you can give it. Every campaign you pick, every objective you pick will always result in that particular choice. If you pick video views as your campaign objective, Facebook's going to target people who are most likely to watch your video. If you picked a conversion campaign but set your objective as add to cart, Facebook is going to target people who are more likely to add to cart. If you picked a traffic campaign, Facebook is going to target people who are more likely to click the link and visit the website. You see a pattern here. This is how it works. Depending on your objective, that is what Facebook is going to focus your ad towards. Those 3 campaigns will not get you consistent sales because that is not the objective they're intended for. And this is something you need to understand when it comes to choosing objectives within Facebook. If you want purchases and you're happy with your ad and you're happy to go with this audience, then choose conversion purchase as your campaign and objective. That is what you need to do. If you're collecting data and you just want to figure out which one of your ads is best for the cheapest possible cost, then go for a PPE campaign and just see which ones get the best click-through rates, which get the most engagement. Just use the data that Facebook gives you to analyze it, and then take your best ad and move it over into a conversion purchase campaign. So the third thing that I've realized when I've come to, scale to these kind of numbers on Facebook ads is that not every single product can be scaled. And that's something you need to really understand when I say this, is not every single product can be scaled. You'll see a lot of YouTube videos where people say how they've scaled a product from nothing to, to six figures, and I've done a few videos about that as well. But what most people don't say is that even though products can be profitable, they can't always be scaled to those types of numbers. Sometimes what you'll see is no matter how much you increase that budget, you just can't seem to stay profitable. No matter what you do, your return on advertising spend, your ROAS, takes an absolute nosedive, but always at the same point, you always try and increase it past a certain point, and then you become it starts making a loss. Whereas if you kept it at the level it was at, you're comfortably in a profit. And that's kind of just how the platform works, unfortunately. Not everything can be scaled to 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 pounds a day. It doesn't work like that. I've had so many products that have not been able to scale past 300, 400, 500 pounds a day in ad spend. They've just kind of hovered there because when I try and increase it and I go to say 1,000 pounds a day, they just nosedive. I just lose all the profit and I have to take them back down to the budget they were at, because that's the only way I can keep them consistently profitable. Unfortunately, this is just the nature of Facebook advertising. It's the way it works. It's the way the platform works, the way the algorithm works, where the costs of it all work. Yes, you could look at trying to improve your offer. You could look at maybe lowering the price, raising the price, getting a better ad, getting a better landing page. There's a number of things you can do to try and tweak it to allow you to scale a little bit more. But this really comes back to the first point I made, which was, spending more doesn't always mean you're going to make more. So there are products that you will run and you'll be profitable with them, but at a certain point in the budget, you just won't be able to scale them anymore. And, that is just the nature of it, unfortunately. It's something you need to understand now. Just because you have a profitable product doesn't mean it's going to turn into a 6-7 figure product. Not every single product will get to those numbers. But that's not to say that's a bad thing. If you can find a product that makes you 50, 60, 70,000 pounds over a month or two, then that's decent in itself, isn't it? You're not going to grumble at that. You don't always have to find those big 6-7 figure winners to really make it in dropshipping. If you can find a smaller number of those 5-figure products, you're still going to do really well and you're still going to see a nice profit. So yeah, just take away from this that not everything can be scaled to those massive golden winning products that everyone seems to talk about all the time. So yeah, those are the top 3 things that I've learned after spending £300,000 on Facebook ads. These are things that you really only come to understand once you've tested a bunch of different products and you tried a bunch of different targeting methods as well. These are things that just come with experience, come with time, and hopefully, with me telling you this now, it's going to save you a lot of time and a lot of money, so you don't make the same mistakes I did in the past. Hopefully you found that useful. If you did, please drop me a like, subscribe if you're new. If you have any questions about this video or anything to do with dropshipping, just drop me a comment down below because I am still answering everything. If you want to learn more about dropshipping, all the links are in the description. But I think that's the end of this video. I'll catch you in the next one.